All right, I'm going to call this another guy toy because that's why I bought it, because it's a cool thing. So you'll see a lot of these on eBay and stuff, or even at the store. It is a proportional divider, so it allows you to divide things into equal parts. And you could also use it for art, for reducing or enlarging. And this one is quite special, though. It's fairly rare among these things. But let me show you how this works. I need to remove this, and I'll describe that to you a little bit later. But you can see that this thing is dividers, okay? And so you have a large distance here, you have a small distance here, and you can change that ratio by changing where the pivot point is now. And in fact, it's marked on here. If I move it all the way to here, now it's at 1-to-1 proportion. So if I open it back up, it's not opening up for me. There we go. So this distance here and this distance here are now equal because it's set to 1-to-1. If I set it to some other multiple, let's set it to 2. That's an even one here. Now, something over here is half of what it is over here. So that's pretty self-explanatory. Now, so what's special about this one is this thing and all these holes. So this one is made to be very, very accurate. So if I set it here to 2, that's actually the hole in the slider and the hole in the frame here. You put your peg in here, and now it's exactly lined up at 2-to-1. So there's no guessing about, are you on the line, are you not on the line, and you have to guess and stuff like this. This one is super accurate. All right. So there's a couple interesting marks. So it goes from 1-to-1 to 1-to-8, or 8-to-1 in the back. So you can have 1/8 scale for this thing. And that's its range. Different ones have different ranges. But this one has a couple extra ones here. So this is 1-to-1, 2-to-1. There's a couple extra ones in here. This one is the square root of 2. This one here is the square root of 2-to-1. And this one is marked GS. And let's set it to GS. That would be a fun one to do. Let's set it here to GS. So what is GS? Anybody have any good guesses before I show it? So let's set it here to this GS thing. Let me get a piece of paper. All right, I am going to draw a square. This is all in frame. Let me go back out of this. I'm going to draw a square here. All right, where did I just make my marks? Doesn't matter. I'm going to draw a square here on this paper. And this is 1.4. 1.4. All right. I'm going to have a square, and I'm going to measure this square with my fancy things here. Okay. And now this is a factor of GS away. Okay. So let's go ahead and mark that on the page here. I'm going to mark one here, and I'm going to mark one here. Okay. Let me know when you figured out what I'm doing. All right, so now I'm going to measure this one. And I'm going to transfer that down here. You can see that, oh look, it's the same size. That's interesting. All right, so now Okay, I'm going to do it one more time. One more time. Okay, and look at that. It's the same size. Interesting. All right, and I'll make one mark here. All right. So this is the golden ratio. And it's a geometric ratio. And a lot of times you'll see this diagram completed to be something like this. Oops, I didn't want to go all the way down there. I wanted to come in here. And I didn't draw that very well. We can complete it here. Anyway, you see what I'm doing here. And I'm not drawing this very well, but it is the golden. Oh, that line shouldn't be there. That line should have been here. Sorry, that line should have been here. So this thing comes around. This goes here. But it is found in nature and found in other things. It's a geometric series. And yeah, the golden. A lot of times you'll see it in art, the way that people divide things. They say that the perfect rectangle is that ratio. Okay, so this particular rectangle here is the most pleasing to the eye, supposedly. But yeah, that's the golden. Okay, so enough on that. There's another trick to this thing, which is, well, let me mention, it's made in Germany. The part is the Linlen, Linlen, and it's made by the Kreisy company. Couldn't find much information on this. Like I said, it's pretty rare. But let's back up a bit here. What about the backside? Oh, look at that. The backside has marks as well. What are those marks? All right, and why do you need more of them? So we'll take the little pin out here. It's a tapered pin. Take that out, and we will go to the backside, okay? And we will pick something. Let's pick this one here, okay, which says 9. And we will put the little pin in to make it accurate. Here we go. So 9, all right? And it's equal to something around 3, not exactly 3, but something around there. And we can, well, let's see here. Let me use this as a template here. I need to draw a circle. We'll go around the circle. There we go. Now we have a circle. Okay, so we are going to set the divider up for a diameter. Lock that in a little bit. Okay, now we have the diameter. And what is it? We have it set to number 9. What does number 9 mean? Okay, so we will start here. And we will go here, 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 oops, here. You see it? You see what I'm doing? I should really be walking it all every single time, otherwise it won't be accurate. And here, and we end up back to where we started. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've divided the circle into 9 parts. So you could think of this side dividing this line into a certain number of parts, or this entering this circle into a certain number of parts. And so that's what the backside does. A lot of the proportional dividers that you'll see will have both scales on the same side. You'll read maybe on the left-hand side one and one on the right side one, but this one has these holes in the way, so they do it front and back. It's a nice material. This is made out of silver steel, so it hasn't rusted at all. Yeah, I don't know when this was made, but like I said, it's a nice one. It's amazing that this little thing didn't get lost. When I bought this thing off of eBay, this was the little thing that was very, very important to make sure. You put it here for safekeeping, and it just keeps it all locked together. But yeah, there you go. Guy toy of the day, proportional dividers. Better run out and buy some.